Gillette Stadium. Ashland is the Super Bowl champion of Division 6 and the winner of the Aganis Trophy.
Earlier this season, the Hillers vanquished the Clockers 3-0. Tonight, the ball is in Ashland's court. Good evening, everyone. I'm Josh Abrams, joined by Chase Abrams. It's Clockers Hillers girls volleyball here on WACA-TV.
Yeah, Friday night girls volleyball. Ashland is facing a tough Hillers team, 17-0 this season. Have only actually lost 3 sets this year. The last one on September 20th. Have not lost a set in over a month.
Meanwhile, the Clockers come in tonight at 9-8 and put together a modest 2-game winning streak, beating Whitensville Christian on Monday, Norwood Wednesday by 3-0 scores.
No. Well, we're just about underway here at Ashland High School.
Kathy Layton of the Hillers will be the first server tonight. Dug out by LeBay. Over to Politica. We've got a net violation early. And the first point of the set goes to the Hillers.
Well, it's going to be Layton for her second serve in a row. Already an early mistake for the Clockers, one that they cannot afford to keep making tonight. Simpson with the dig. The set. Morella gets it over. It's a deep set for the Hillers, and they get it over. And now the Clockers have to get it over themselves and do.
Valiant effort by LeBay to keep that one alive, but out of bounds off the Clockers. 2-0 Hillers.
Yeah, Catherine Dion from Hopkinton gets credit for the kill there. It's an early 2-0 lead for Hopkinton. Simpson digs it out. The set, it's a deep set, and LeBay gets it over. Blocked at the net by the Clockers, and it's their first point of the game.
Excellent play at the net that time, not being intimidated.
Yeah, and caught them off guard.
You got to think that maybe that net violation on the first point in the back of their minds, but clearly not in evidence there. Sofia Gonzalez, the first to serve tonight for the Clockers. Sneha digs it out. Politica to Simpson. Cross-court dug out by Hopkinton. There's the set and the kill. Sneha keeps it alive. Beautiful play. Simpson again.
Tap it over.
Politica well positioned there, anticipating that play. Another hard serve by Simpson. Quick over the net by Hopkinton. Politica sets. That's deep. Too far.
Beautiful volley between the two hands.
With the attempt.
Yeah, back and forth game already. Ashland looked really, really strong on that volley. Hopkinton came out with the point, though. It's going to be Melanie Gildia for the Hillers.
Sneha digs it out. She's having trouble with it. It's going to be played off the backboard.
And they're going to play that.
Free ball by Simpson over the net. Hopkinton resets. Beautiful read by Cardosa. Saw that one coming over the net and knocked it down for the point.
Yeah, she didn't even let the Hillers player get to that. She just tapped it right over, reached over, and made the right play.
Again, she has to let that one come over the net before she can play it, but just beautifully timed, and she heads right off to the bench. Sneha with her first serve of the night. Hopkinton from deep in their back court. That one goes out of bounds. Nice break for the Clockers as they're hanging tough here in the first set. 3-3, Adab to serve again. Sneha so far definitely has that serve under control. This one's tipped at the net. Politica over to Simpson, blocked at the net, but down on the right side for the Clockers. 4-3, first lead of the night for the Clockers.
Ashland with an early lead. We weren't sure that they were going to be doing this well, but they have looked really, really, really strong coming out of the gate. Let's hope that they can keep this momentum going. Sneha's third serve now. So
that was a hard serve, well placed by Yadav. It's going to be a deep one by Hopkinton, but they get it over. Here's a set by Politica over to LeBay. Tipped at the net, but still in play. Hard one. That's
dug out by Springer. Yep. Yeah, Singer.
Simpson answered by Hopkinton right at the net. Not sure how that wasn't a violation, but it's still in play, and now we've got the point.
There it is. Yep. And it is a 5-3 Clocker lead. And
that net violation might have been by the hair, by the ponytail, but there it was, 5-3 Clockers.
Yadov with another great serve. She saved the good ones for the best game to do it.
Okay, Yadov sets up for Politica, who sets to
Simpson.
Finds a hole in the zone, and I'm stunned. A 7-3 early first set lead for the Clockers, and I think that tonight the Clockers are going to go the way Yadov goes with that serve, and she's been terrific so far.
Another great serve by Yadov.
Yadov digs that one out to Politica, to Simpson. Hard answered by Hopkinton. Cross court, played by Politica. Here's LeBay.
Oh,
Too
just
hard.
out.
Game of inches, Chase, but that one goes the Hillers' way.
Looks
6-4.
It looked like beautiful placement by LeBay, and they're saying it was just out of reach.
Samantha Berenson back to serve. She's looking like she's going to take the entire court for this one. Yadov digs it out. This one's over to Simpson, blocked at the net and kept alive. Well played by Hopkinton. Yadov digs this one out. Politica to Simpson again. Tipped at the line. Played still alive. Yadov digs another one out. Politica tracks that one down. It goes over the net. Played by Clockers nicely.
Wow.
Clocker, the Hillers got away with one there. That Hiller at the front of the net kind of deked herself out. Somehow managed to tip it over the net after failing to make the spike.
Readjusted in midair and made the play, tapping it right over the net where there were no Clocker players waiting for it.
Dug out by Simpson to Politica. Far side and out of bounds. Oh, inbound.
That's in. It's the Clocker point.
Line. Oh, maybe they're calling a tip there off of a Hopkinton player, but one way or another, that point goes to the Clockers, much to this heavily Hopkinton crowd chagrin.
There are definitely some home supporters here, though.
Too much net for LeBay, a tough break there. And it's a 2-point lead now for the Clockers as the Hillers regain serve. Megan McCarron checks in for the Hillers and immediately goes back to serve.
Yeah, 7-6 score as the net was not as kind to LeBay on that serve.
Yadov with an easy dig. Far side set.
Strong kill.
Well played. Over the net by accident. They're going to let that one go. Amershek wisely pulls back. And the Clockers take an 8-6 lead here in the first set. So, Chase, oftentimes we worry about a team playing down to its competition. So far tonight, I'd have to say Ashland is playing up.
Absolutely. They're looking terrific right out of the gate.
Terrific play there by the Hillers. I believe that was Catherine Powers with the ace.
Yeah, after that
backline defense.
After that play, I'm not going to want to say as many good things about Ashland. I'm afraid of jinxing them, but the way they've been playing, it's going to be hard to stop. This is going to be number 2, Sarah Furlong.
With the exception of 2 games, the Hillers have shut out every opponent this season. Yadov digs this one out. It's going to be right at the net. Played by LeBay. It's still alive right at the net. Yadov with a crazy play. Let's see if Simpson can clear the net. She does.
Ooh.
Blocked at the net. Yadov's able to dig that out. LeBay over to
Morella too strong.
Morella too strong. Exactly, Chase. So we got a tie game.
8-8, a back and forth battle so far.
Yadov. LeBay, little tip play. Tough for Hopkinton. They get it over somehow. Now the Clockers are the ones scrambling.
It's a
that
great
looked like
play.
A short Clocker point. It goes the Hillers' way. Tough break for the Clockers. Hopkinton back on top now, 9-8.
Incredible readjustment from the Hillers.
Sarah Furlong with the serve for the Hillers. LeBay over to Morella. Dug out nicely by Hopkinton. Here's a kill. Yadov diving with the dig. Beautiful play right to LeBay. Back to Morella. Ooh, a quick play trying to catch the Clockers off guard.
That's a Clocker point.
It is a Clocker point. They called some kind of net violation on Melanie Gildia of the Hillers. So Here's Anna Alves to serve for the Clockers, tied at 9 here in the first set. Somehow LeBay was able to dig that one. Unbelievable.
It was a great play, and Ashland has kept it alive.
LeBay goes chasing after that one. Free ball, Simpson gets it over. Hopkinton sets up now. Here it comes. Simpson couldn't play that one. Point goes to the Hillers.
Some of the strength on the kills that we've seen from Hopkinton are just unlike anything that we've seen so far this year. It's going to be number 14, Catherine Powers, serving for the first time in this game for the Hillers.
Terrific jump serve, and Morella can't handle it. Point goes to the Hillers. They're up 11-9 now. Clockers were hanging tough early, but they're in danger now of falling further and further behind to this powerhouse Hopkinton team. Yadav digs this one out. LeBay sets it up for Morella. Blocked at the net, and not in time is Catherine Powers, so point goes to the Clockers. They continue to hang close with this Hopkinton team.
Yeah, it stayed within 1 or 2 points for the last couple minutes or so. Ashland hanging in there, like you said, as this is going to be Politica serving for the first time tonight.
As Amershek heads to the bench. Okay, that one sails out of bounds, so a mental error cost the Clockers there. Make it 12-10 Hillers.
Catherine Layton serving now for the Hillers.
Simpson sets, digs I should say, but it sails out of bounds. So another tough play for the Clockers. They can't afford too many of these mistakes if they want to continue hanging with the Hillers, who are just putting on a clinic. Simpson digs it out to Politica. At the net, Alves with a little touch. Answered by Hopkinton. Blocked at the net. Yadav is able to play it. Politica sets it for LeBay. At the net, blocked. Clockers keep it alive, and Yadav sets again for LeBay. Too hard, out of bounds on the cross-court attempted kill. Hopkinton up 14-10.
Simpson with the dig.
Right at the net. Politica's able to play it. LeBay, terrific kill. Still in play by Hopkinton. Yadav digs one out. She's being tested tonight. LeBay again.
Blocked at the net, but it ricochets right in the middle of all of the Hopkinton defenders, and it's a point for the Clockers.
I'll tell you, Simpson couldn't have placed that any better. I think it was actually equidistant to every member of the Hillers team there.
It bounced off that Hopkinton player just well enough. Sofia Gonzalez serving for the second time now.
She just tries to drop it in. Tough play there. Yadav digs. It's kind of loose. They're scrambling a little bit, but Simpson's able to get it deep into the Hopkinton side of the line.
Dug out by Gonzalez.
Here's LeBay. Blocked at the net. And point goes to Hopkinton. Both teams substituting frequently throughout this first set. Gonzalez goes to the bench.
Juliana
Singer back
Singer,
in.
yep.
Yadav with a late decision there. Simpson, nice kill attempt, but Hopkinton answers. Politica can't answer back. Point goes to the Hillers.
Yeah, the strength behind these Hopkinton kills just seem to be too much for the Clockers to handle right now.
Again, they're a very experienced team. A lot of seniors in this lineup.
Yeah, I mean, we saw only one sophomore on this team. Everyone else are juniors and seniors.
Simpson practically flat-footed on that last shot. Yadav digs it out to Politica, to Simpson. Libero makes the play nicely for Hopkinton. Blocked at the net.
Oh, it's a
Hopkinton
great
keeps
play.
it alive. Sneha digs it out to Politica. Back over to LeBay. Libero again. Keeps answering, and finally the spike. As Kylie Cardoso, well placed and well played.
Great back and forth action there.
Able to break Hopkinton serve.
Ends with a Clocker point.
And yet again, Cardoso makes the great play and immediately gets subbed out.
Yep.
Yadav back to serve now for the Clocker. She had a nice run her first time out, but hits the net this time. 17-12 Hopkinton as they're starting to put a little distance between them.
Yeah, we saw Yadav with some really strong line drive serves earlier. This one just a little bit too low, and it goes right back to Hopkinton. Samantha Berenson, the
Interesting
libero.
for Yadav, like earlier in the season, her serves were missing long. That one just falls right in front of Simpson off the tape at the top of the net. I thought that one wasn't going to clear, and I think Simpson was surprised by it too. Oh, we've got a timeout on the floor here in the first set. Hopkinton up 18-12.
Yeah, I don't think the score is going to show just how well the Clockers have fought in this game. This looks like, to me, it looks like one of their best sets so far this year. They've played really, really strong. They just happen to be playing the number 2 ranked team in Division II in the Hopkinton Hillers.
So actually, a slight correction there, Chase. They're actually ranked number 3 in Division II. But be that as it may, they are definitely going to the playoffs when the season ends at the end of next week.
Absolutely. Looking for a deep playoff run, too.
While we have a timeout on the floor, let's go to tonight's dad joke. Are you ready?
Okay.
What does a baby computer say to his father?
What?
Data.
Uh-huh.
Like dada, but data?
I got it, yeah. Well, I'm hoping the viewers appreciate that one more than I did.
Okay, on a quick programming programming note, obviously we're doing this on replay, but the football team kicks off at the top of the hour at 6:50 here as we announce here going out of the timeout. Clockers football kicks off against Norwood at the top of the hour, also on WACA-TV. Rob Silver, Bob Thacker on the call there. We'll pick it up on the next timeout.
Yeah, big game for the Clockers playing against Norwood.
Politica setting now for LeBay. Soft touch and out of bounds.
Well, it's a Hiller point right out of the break as Berenson goes to serve for them again.
Takes that running start. LeBay digs it out. Over to Politica, back to LeBay. Too strong again, this time on the near side of the court.
Yep, tried to go cross court there, and it was just a little bit too strong as it's another point going Hopkinton's way.
Too much net there from Berenson, so a nice break for the Clockers. They get the serve back. They're down 20-13. LeBay back to serve now, yep, sorry. That's too deep and out of bounds. 21-13 Hillers now. As we get some more substitutions, this time it's Catherine Dion coming in for Megan McCarran. Or vice versa.
Yeah, I believe she just came out.
Catherine Dion just came out. McCarran's in to serve. This one's deep. Well played by the back line. Kind of a nice break that wasn't a line drive, that they actually had the time to not only know where they were, but to sneak a glance down to see where the line was.
We haven't seen too many Hiller serves that are like that, so they caught a break there. Simpson with the serve.
For the most part, they had that terrific textbook running start.
Wow.
Another terrific play, diving out of bounds to keep it alive. There's Morella, got away with one. That one was probably going out of bounds before Abigail Hebert got her hands on it. So out of bounds off the Clockers. Sorry, off the Hillers. Make it 21-15 Hillers. Simpson back to serve for the Clockers.
Good dig by the libero.
Well placed by Simpson. That one's blocked at the net and out of bounds, so point goes to the Hillers. Melanie Gildea comes in here for the Hillers, and it's Sarah Furlong serving. Morella digs this one out to LeBay, back to Morella from deep. Libero plays it.
Just finds the back right corner there.
Well placed, and Morella thought about playing that one. I think she was coached by her teammates to let it fly. Wrong decision there, obviously, in hindsight. 23-15 now, Hillers.
It's a tough play to make.
Furlong continuing to serve.
Yep, back to serve.
Yadav digs this one out to LeBay. Over to Amershak.
Good placement.
Well placed just over the back line of Hopkinton and inbounds. 23-16.
It's the first clocker point in a little bit, and it makes it a 7-point deficit as Anna Alves goes back to serve.
That one was too deep. There's just too many mental mistakes by the clockers have brought us now to set point. First set, Hillers up 24-16.
Catherine Powers.
Oh, that had nasty backspin on it. Clockers play it. Amershek with the touch. And we get a net violation. Amershek got too close to the net. So that'll do it for the first set. The Clockers, the Hillers take it 25-16.
Yeah, tough second half to that first set. Ashland was really hanging in there at the start, but made some mental mistakes down the stretch, and the Hillers were able to take the first set 24-16. Like we said,
25-16.
25-16, sorry.
Yeah,
But, I mean, like we said, they've only lost 3 sets this entire year.
Right, right.
So it's going to be a hard-fought battle this entire night. The teams regroup now to try to figure out what to do in the second set.
Well, I think it's really more the Clockers are going to need to figure out what to do in the second set, because they hung tough through the first third or so of that set, and then Hopkinton just put the pedal to the metal. There was very little the Clockers could do, especially with all the unforced errors that they were committing in that first set.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the Hillers have it figured out what they're doing right now. Yeah, I believe it was 8-8 at one point in that first set, and then the Hillers just dominated the rest of the way.
Okay, so checking back in for future programming here on WACA-TV, we mentioned the football team. Obviously, they are kicking off tonight against Norwood. A week from Friday, they travel to Medfield, October 29th. They're currently ranked number 10 in their division with the top 16 making the playoffs.
Nice.
And, of course, on Monday, coming up, Chase, you and I have the call. Boys soccer taking on these Hopkinton Hillers, 5:45 here on WACA-TV.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I believe the Hillers won 3-1 in their previous game against Ashland this season. But Ashland scored the only goal of the second half with only 10 men on the field as Ty Geary got a red card that game.
Oh, right.
So, should be an interesting one.
Okay, well, speaking of boys soccer, this week they tied Westwood 1-1 on Wednesday. They beat Norwood 6-1 yesterday. And after Monday's game against Hopkinton, they'll wrap up their season against Medfield. They're currently ranked number 29 in their division with the top 32 making the playoffs in boys soccer. So they need every point they can get, at least a tie against Hopkinton, if not the win. And then, of course, they got to take care of business against Medfield.
Absolutely, and I don't think that number 29 really shows the impressive, just how good that they've been this year. They've had some really, really strong games. I mean, last night, 6-1 was the final score, so they've looked really, really good at some points.
The problem is that they were struggling to score goals early in the season, so it wasn't until probably about late September that they really started putting things together. And, of course, they had their problems with injuries all season, with missing players for injuries for the red card and so on. And, again, I haven't gotten an update on Louise Monhays, one of the tri-captains for boys soccer, who injured himself on senior night and was believed lost for the rest of the season. But hopefully he's recuperating well, and they'll be able to use him in this last week of the regular season. If the team makes the playoffs, certainly want to see him there. MJ Flynn as well, who had a hip problem very early in the season. When I last spoke to him probably 2-3 weeks ago, he was hopeful that he could be back for the playoffs.
Yeah, two really, really key pieces of that soccer team, and we're all hoping that they're going to be back in time for the end of the regular season, for at least the playoffs. So, absolutely.
Okay, so we're getting ready here for the second set, and one notable change here in the starting lineup for the Clockers is the addition of Genesis Camacho. We saw her last week coming in the exact same situation at the beginning of the second set. She just up from JV within the last week or so, and she was making her presence felt in limited minutes.
Yeah.
In that last game against Whitensville Christian, I believe, the last one that we called here on WACA.
Yeah, and we agreed that was pronounced Whitensville, right?
Oh, you're right. You're right, Whitensville.
It looks like the Clockers are running with a bit of a taller lineup. Genesis Camacho, Kylie Cardosa, and Taylor Simpson all on the court at the same time. Oh, as it looks like Camacho's coming right out.
Substitution. So Yadav is out there. Politica to serve. Simpson in the back line. And then we've got LeBay, Cardosa, and Morella on the front.
Very
That's
close.
going to be a line
Yep.
violation. Politica's foot was on the line when she served. Again, just almost inexcusable mental mistake. I mean, you're just giving that point away.
Yeah, I didn't want to say
do
anything.
That. You can't do that against a team like this. You need, you need every point you can get. No, don't just give them to them. It's a high arcing serve here, right at the net. Politica somehow avoids a net violation, feeds it to Cardosa, who aces it.
Somehow is right. I don't know how she kept herself from going over the net on that one, but it's a clocker point.
Good body control.
Yeah, they'll take as many of those high arcing serves as they can get as Sofia Gonzalez goes back to serve for the first time in this set.
Okay, she's serving it with a 1-1 game, but right into the net again. And serve is not doing the clockers any favors right now. And Gonzalez immediately comes out, subbing in Juliana Singer.
Yep.
Singer coming in as soon as they get the line judge's attention. So Sarah Furlong serving here for the Hillers. She had a great serve in the first set. Yadav digs this one out. Politica tracks it down to Simpson. Dug out nicely by Hopkinton. Here's a kill attempt. Yadav equal to it. Singer tracks it down. Simpson just flings it over the net. Hopkinton able to set up nicely here. And right in front of Yadav, as she taps her chest, acknowledging she should have made that play. It would have been a tough one. She would have had to dive for it, but she's not afraid to do it. But again, I think she just kind of misread that one. 3-1 Hopkinton now. Gotta hope Furlong's not gonna go on a roll here.
Yeah, Ashland was looking a little stronger on that back and forth, so.
Yadav digs this
signs
one
of
out
life.
right at the net again for Politica. Simpson, and over
Whoa.
for Cardosa.
And
Caught
inbounds.
the napping, incredible point for the Clockers, and they celebrate a well-earned point there.
Absolutely.
And again, Cardosa makes the play and goes and sits down. And now Genesis Camacho in on the front line for the Clockers. Yadav back to serve. Let's see if she can mimic her first set of serves in set one.
Yeah, Cardosa keeps making some really good plays, but then sitting right after. I don't really know the reason
Singer
for
digs
it.
this one out to Yadav. Here's Simpson. And in past a diving Furlong for the point. 3-3.
This looks like it's almost mirroring the start of that first set. Hopefully that means that Yadav can go on another run here.
Not to put too much pressure on Yadav's shoulders, but she needs to go on a run here for the Clockers. Now it just looked like they're picking on Furlong. Furlong not able to make the previous play and not able to handle that serve by Yadav. So 2 straight points for the Clockers, make it 4-3. And right into the net. So again, an unforced error here as the scoreboard has the score wrong. They've given Hopkinton too many points.
I think
Now it's been corrected. Okay,
I didn't even think it was
4-4.
4-4. I thought it was 4-3, but.
No, because it was 3-3.
Oh, right. Yeah.
High backspin serve by Hopkinton. Here's LeBay. Answered. Here's another serve, a touch, too soft.
Had the right idea there. She had LeBay in the air, had the
Absolutely.
right play to make, and she just couldn't get it over the net in that last instant. LeBay goes back to serve now.
Okay, Berenson just checked in here for the Hillers. Catherine Powers steps out. Furlong digs this one out. Here's Berenson going long. Yadav misplays this a little bit. Amershek able to get it. Free ball by Yadav over the net. Here goes Hopkinton. Too high. Singer got a hand on it. Again, if you're playing that back line and your hand's over your head, that's the wrong place for it to be. 5-5 here. Hillers potentially going on a run. Catherine Layton serving now for the Hillers.
Just
Singer
barely doesn't step over
to
that line.
Simpson. LeBay gets it over. They're trying to get back into position here. Yadav was able to get a hand on it. Played by LeBay.
Ray
Made that
LeBay.
Coach LeBay. Unfortunately, point goes to the Hillers.
How about the coach there, reaching down to get that one?
This is trouble. Led Simpson too far into the net. Point goes to the Hillers. I just realized that the Clockers are on the opposite bench. I don't know if they're trying to shake things up or what, but normally they're on the bench to our right.
I think they just switched sides for.
Oh, did they switch sides? Okay. They don't always do that. I can't keep track.
Yeah, they didn't do that the last game that we announced.
Singer having a lot of trouble out there right now. We'll see how long LeBay sticks with her. It looks like Layton's starting to target her just a bit. Clockers changing their formation. 2 in the front, 4 in the back. There's Singer again to LeBay. This is a free ball. Yadav one-hands it and catches Hopkinton off guard for the point. Yadav jumping in celebration as she catches Samantha Berenson off guard.
Yeah. Yadav continues to make some really big plays. She's keeping him in this game. Simpson goes back to serve now.
Okay, Singer's out of the game now. I think, is that Camacho at the center?
Yep.
We've got a net violation.
It's going to go the Hillers' way.
Okay, Furlong out, Graber in for the Hillers. And
Melanie
serving.
Gildia to serve.
Yep. Morella had some trouble with that. It's right over the net. Yade digs out that attempted kill.
Wow.
LeBay with a terrific play to get it over the net and save the point so far for the Clockers. Blocked at the net. Yadav able to get to it. LeBay sets over to Morella. The hard hit played deep in the end by the Hillers. And Morella can't get that one up in the air. Point for the Hillers, 10-6.
Another strong volley from both teams there. It's just Hopkinton is winning the longevity battle right now.
Morella lets that one fly, but it stays in. So tough break there for the Clockers, make it 11-6 Hillers as Gildea continues serving for the Hillers. Morella plays this one, but it goes right over the net. Too far. Point goes to the Clockers. 11-7 now. The Clockers are able to break the serve. Yadav comes out, and Cardosa's back in. So I think we both know what's going to happen now.
Yeah. Look for those big plays at the net.
Look for Cardosa to win the point with an amazing play.
Yep. And then gets up down.
So here's Camacho. This is the first time I remember seeing her serve. Puts it deep to the near side. Blocked at the net. Camacho, the late decision there, but able to work it out. Volley continues. Blocked at the net.
Was that Cardosa?
Gonna get a net violation on Amershek. Point goes to the Clockers.
Well, we were waiting for Cardosa to make one of those big plays at the net, and for a second it looked like that might have been it. But a net violation called, and it's going to be Samantha Berenson back for Hopkinton to serve.
There's the dig for LeBay to Morella. Too high. She has not found her release point, her hit point. She continues to hit high. So 13-7. The Clockers down by 6 now.
Cardosa sets Amershek. Returned by Hopkinton. Their kill. Dug out by Morella.
I think Cardosa got a piece of that one. Morella waited too long to make that hit. By the time she went to go for it, it was already below the net, below the top of the net.
I think she was trying to, maybe overcompensating for going too high the last couple times.
Simpson digs this one out. Now it's over to Morella. Nice play there. LeBay digs for Yadav, setting here for Amershek, and she finds a hole, gets the point, as Abigail Hebert couldn't get to it in time.
Ashton making some subs as Politica comes in and immediately goes behind the line to serve. Amershek checks out.
I think she was looking down at her feet when she hit that one. I think she was conscious because of her line violation the first time she served in this set.
Yeah, all her body weight was way too far forward, and that forced the ball to go under the net this time.
There's Simpson to Politica to LeBay. Little touch. Played easily by Hopkinton. Here's a spike. Yadav digs it out. Politica setting to LeBay. blocked at the net. A little battle at the right of the net, and who's there to put it down?
Kylie Cardoso. And who?
This time it's Morella that will sit as Gonzalez comes in and will serve immediately.
Cardoso stays in the game this time.
Finally earning some minutes here from Coach LeBay.
Gonzalez's serve. Dugout by Hopkinton. Their kill. Ooh.
I credit Yadav just for getting a hand on that one.
I don't think I'd be trying to get in the way of that ball. So props to everybody on Ashland right now.
So Gonzalez out, Singer in. 16-9 now for the Hillers. And this is Furlong back to serve for the Hillers. Yadav has a tough time digging that one out, but gets it to LeBay, and this is going to be a free ball going over by Yadav. A little backspin, nice shot there. This is right at the net, played by Politica to Yadav up top.
Simpson for the kill.
Almost like a wheelhouse right.
She did not have a good angle on that at all, and she still placed it perfectly.
She windmilled it in for the point.
Playing above the net.
Okay,
right.
Yadav serving now. Nice line drive. It's too hot to handle. Point for the Clockers.
They're within 5, 16-11.
That was Megan McCarron. Couldn't come up with that. I tell you, it looked like a double hit to me. It looked like it hit wrist and then chest. Played that time. And again, McCarron having all kinds of trouble with Yadav's serve at the moment. Let's see if Sneha can keep it going. It's a 4-point deficit for the Clockers now here in the second set.
I'm telling you, when her serve is working like it is right now, this is the kind of difference that it can make.
Too hard.
And, yep, may have jinxed it.
And those are the kinds of serves we were seeing from her earlier in the season. Again, she's been much more consistent over the last couple of weeks, but a tough time there for her to abandon her.
Yep, Catherine Powers back to serve now for the Hillers.
Oh, you see the backspin on that one. Politica.
Camacho very nearly a net violation. Hopkinton digs it out. Simpson,
Politica?
the set back to Simpson. Her kill. Very nearly misplayed by Hopkinton, but they get it over. And
out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Well read. I'll tell you, Melanie Galdea for the Hillers is having a terrific game tonight. She didn't connect on that one, but she's had a lot of success at the front of the net tonight.
CC LeBay now serving for the Clockers.
McCarron continuing to have trouble there in the center of the back line. I don't know if the Clockers are targeting her on purpose or not, but they've been getting a lot of points going after her so far in the last few rounds.
Yeah, McCarron misplaying that one as she just sets it into the stands. Going after McCarron again.
Quick little play. Hillers aren't able to catch the Clockers napping. Amershek serves it into the top of the net, so another tough break for the Clockers. Hopkinton up 18-14. Starting to get late here in the second set. Singer up front, yep, to LeBay. Amershek cross court. Okay, another terrific play there by Galdea. Off the net, off of a Clocker block and out of bounds on the Clocker side. So 19-14 now for the Hillers.
It seems like every time that the Hillers go up for a kill, they've got the perfect angle on it.
Again, they're a very successful program, a lot of experience on this team. And the Clockers get a point there as that ball just sailed just over the net, clipped it on the way down, and fell harmlessly to the floor.
I think every single player on that court was just watching that ball drop.
Kind of held their breath and watched it go, yep.
Just watched it land on the Hopkinton side for a Clocker point.
So here's Simpson, dug out by Hopkinton. Cross court, Simpson answers, it's right at the net. LeBay, the nice little touch, little fist over the net. Here we go. Yadav, Camacho, blocked to the net. Point goes to the Clockers.
Genesis Camacho and Cassie Morella making an impact there right at the net. Couple
there's
big
that-
plays as
see that
Kaylee Cardoso
substitution?
subs back in.
And now we see that substitution again. Yadav sits, Cardoso in. Camacho serving. Dug out by Furlong. Drops that one right in front of Simpson. So immediately, Clocker's back line definitely missing Yadav on that play. It's 20-16 now.
I think both Simpson and Camacho were kind of expecting the other one to make a play on that one, so they were both uncertain diving for the ball. I believe it was in both of their reach, but once again, just uncertain about it. Melanie Gildea back to serve, having a great game like you said.
Yadav digs this one out over to Morella. Free ball. Yadav with that one-hander over the net. Cardoso got a piece of it, but not enough. Point goes to the Hillers, 21-16. Gildea to serve for the Hillers. Simpson digs to LeBay. Morella.
Too strong.
Still too strong, too far. Make it 22-16, Hillers. Morella, that's too far, tipped right there at the net. Nothing LeBay could do on that one.
Looked like the Hiller player might have reached over. That was Emily Graber, but I don't think it was a net violation.
Morella setting for LeBay. Hammercheck with a hard
Strong
one-hander.
kill. Strong kill.
Point goes to the Clockers. Want to take a moment to thank our sponsor tonight, Marathon Deli, taking care of the crew and, of course, Chase and myself.
What'd you get tonight?
Tonight I went with the Thai chicken wrap, my old standby.
Of course. I went with my standby as well.
Which is?
The large BLT.
Okay, so remember, Marathon Deli for all your deli needs, wraps, paninis, family dinners, and more. You can check out their menu and order at marathondeli.com. I'll tell you what, Politica got away with that one because her toes were on the line again.
It's dangerous.
Very. So 23-18. Politica's going to need to go on a big run here.
Feet were good on that one.
Okay, Yadav's going to settle him down. Politica. Cardoso blocked at the net. Morella keeps it alive. LeBay takes it over off the net and dug out by Hopkinton. Blocked again at the net. Yadav is able to get a hand on it. Simpson takes it over the net. A little miscommunication on the back line, but doesn't hurt him. Yadav. Oh! Yadav was able to get a hand on that dig. Politica couldn't play it, though, and the ball drops. Set point now. 24-18 Hillers, and Berenson back to serve.
Fantastic rally there.
Simpson to Politica. That ball's called out. It's off LeBay, so that second set goes to the Hillers. So the Clockers able to gain 2 points more in the second set than they scored in the first, but it's still a loss, 25-18. And now the Clockers one game away from getting eliminated from tonight's game.
Yeah, they definitely looked a little bit more consistent in this set. Started out strong like they did in the first set and had a lead at, I think it was 3-2, or 5-3 maybe at one point, 4-3. And then the Hillers just took over from there. 25-18, the final score of that second set.
Okay, so we'll see. You know, it's going to be a long hill to climb here for the Clockers, but they've got to do it one set at a time. So
what's the pun intended there?
Dad jokes, bad puns, I do it all.
I think those are one and the same, dad jokes and bad puns. One's in a category of the other, I can tell you that.
So let's take a moment here to thank tonight's crew, Nick Cunningham, the man behind the camera tonight, helping us out, making us look good. Appreciate it, Nick. Poor guy's got to stand right next to me here at the top of the bleachers as the Hopkinton crowd overflowing on both sides of us tonight.
Oh, yeah. They packed the gym tonight.
Well, understandable. Again, you know, I think most of the action's happening up on the football field right now. Be curious. I'll have to check in to see if we've got a score going on from there. And I also want to take a moment here to remind folks, don't forget to check out Clocker Talk here on WACA-TV, Ashland's own high school sports highlights and interview show. Rob Silver Rob Silver and I are your hosts, and we welcome your input on who and what to feature in an upcoming episode. If you have a future clocker that should be profiled on the show, drop us a line at clockertalk@WACA-TV.com.
So update on that football game. As of 10 minutes ago, the Clockers were winning 7-0 on a 12-yard Andrew Molesky rushing touchdown.
Who else but Andrew Molesky, right?
Having a fantastic season for them.
Okay, and in fact, the Clockers are up 7-0 here in the second quarter.
Yeah, undefeated season so far, and looking to continue that tonight against Norwood at home. This is the homecoming game, with homecoming tomorrow night at 6 o'clock.
Okay, and so far, don't want to jinx the Clocker football team, but no points given up so far in the first half. That's the trend all season.
It's dangerous.
Nobody's been able to come into the plateau this year and score points in the first half.
Just another tribute to how strong that team has been all around.
Absolutely.
Big defensive role players. Dylan Drozek, big name there.
So
not 1 point allowed in the first half this entire year, huh?
Incredible.
Wow.
So let's take a moment. We'll just go around the horn really quick. Girls soccer, they lost to Westwood 4-2 on Tuesday. They tied Norwood 0-0 last night on senior night.
We were there.
Chase and I had the call on that one. The girls soccer team takes on Hopkinton Monday, Midfield Wednesday to wrap up their season. Boys soccer we talked about earlier. They tied Westwood 1-1 Wednesday. They beat Norwood 6-1 yesterday. And after Monday's game against Hopkinton, they wrap up against Medfield. And then finally, field hockey tied Westwood 0-0 on Monday. They lost to Norwood 5-0 on Wednesday. They play at Medfield Tuesday and at Dover Sherborne Saturday to wrap up their season. And they're currently ranked 17th in their division, with the top 32 making the playoffs. So the field hockey team in really good position to see some postseason action.
Yeah, and from everything that I've heard, they seem to be having a really, really strong year. So it's always great to see. Pretty young team as well. A lot of sophomores, some juniors on that team. So good things looking for the future.
We'll say I think they got off to a bit of a slow start. I think they were having some trouble scoring goals earlier in the year, but
it seems to be a trend with some of the Ashland teams this year.
I know they've got a bunch of. I don't know their exact record. I know they have several ties, but that counts. That helps them in their power ranking. But back to the action at hand. Third set now. Hopkinton starts with the serve. Cardosa has that one go off her hands backwards, but the Clockers are able to recover. Got a collision there. LeBay hit the floor hard, and she's limping. Point goes to Hopkinton. We're going to have to take a close look at LeBay if she's going to stay in here. Coach is checking on her. She's shaking him off, wants to stay in. So Catherine Layton serving here again for the Hillers. They're up 1-0 here in the third set.
Well, LeBay insisting to stay in. And it's the second serve for the Hillers. Simpson digs, LeBay sets. Cardosa.
What do we got?
Maybe a double hit.
It's the first one of the night. We saw a bunch of them last week with Whitensville Christian. First one here tonight.
Yeah, first one called tonight.
Fair enough, fair enough. Gonzalez serving now for the Clockers.
Her serves are getting consistently over. She's been really good for them.
Blocked at the net by LeBay. Point goes to the Clockers. So the Clockers have a 2-1 lead. It's a narrow lead, but it's their first one in quite a while.
Seems to be they're starting each set strong. I'll give them that. Another good serve from Gonzalez.
Blocked at the net, but unable to play it. Cardosa got a hand on it, but unfortunately dropped on the wrong side of the net. Hopkinton breaks the serve. This will now be Gildea back to serve for the Hillers. LeBay digs this one out to Politica. Over to Simpson.
Strong kill just returned.
LeBay's able to get this one to Yadav. Simpson again with a soft touch. Somehow.
Oh, wow.
Just the way they've been going tonight, I wouldn't have been surprised at all if Hopkins had gotten that one over the net, but Berenson couldn't get it over. There were a lot of stabbing one hands on that series.
3 diving one-handed plays by Hopkinton, and they still almost got it over.
So Clocker's still up now by 1. Yadav back to serve.
Hopkinton's kill.
Yadav digs it out. So good at that. Politica to Simpson. Deep to Berenson, right at the net. And past the outstretched arm of Yadav. Terrific play by Hopkinton. Just saw the hole and put it in there. I mean, just they see the court so well. Tie game. And here's Berenson with that deep running start. Yadav digs. Politica to LeBay. Dug out by Berenson. Net violation before that hit the ground. Tough break. Alvis got caught on the follow through. Hit the net with both hands.
Berenson back to serve again as it's now tied at 3.
No, it's 4-3. They were late at that point on the board. Yadav had a tough time with that dig, and Singer couldn't play it. Clockers really need to break the serve right now before they fall too far behind. And LeBay uncharacteristically couldn't play that one. 6-3 now, Clockers. Too soft. Berenson, again, uncharacteristic of LeBay and then uncharacteristic by Berenson. She's an excellent player, but didn't reach the net on that one. Ball's turned over to the Clockers.
Late addition to the score. Yep, 6-4 Hillers now. CC LeBay back to serve. Good serve. Barely dug out by Hopkinton.
LeBay digs out for Yadav. Up top to Simpson. Off the net and down for the point. Well played by the Clockers.
Just keep running that back.
LeBay again with that nice backspin on the serve, dropping it in. Yadav up top to LeBay, setting for Simpson. And she found the hole there. They had left that corner exposed, and Simpson drove it home.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many holes in the Hopkinton defense so far tonight, but Simpson seems to be exploiting them. You know, the few that there are. LeBay back to serve again, going on a little bit of a run here. 7-6 or 6-6. Game is tied.
This one's right at the net.
Oh, good readjustment.
Once that one got over, Clockers were just scrambling from the dig through the set and down.
Yeah, that play was started by, I believe who's going back to serve now. Yeah, Megan McCarron with a strong kill cross court from that opposite side.
Yadav had a little trouble with it. LeBay dives to make the play.
Oh, wow.
Again, nothing that Yadav can do about that one. I credit her even for attempting to make the play. By the way, I want to point out, this is the first time we've seen her on the court this season. Suri Bashina, the freshman, has come into the game for the Clockers.
Yeah. Once again, the power behind that Catherine Powers kill. Just too much. Anna Alvis can't play that one.
Catherine Powers wins that battle.
McCarron back to serve again. Simpson with the kill attempt. Hopkinton gets it back. Their own kill. McCarron denied at the net. Anna Alvis stops that one in its tracks and gets the Clocker point.
Alvis and Simpson kind of combined twin towers up there to get 4 hands up. They make the block.
Yeah, 2 of the taller players on the team making their impact felt. Simpson with the serve now.
Clocks are doing their best to keep up with this Hopkinton team, but the records speak for themselves, Chase. They don't just show up here. This is an excellent Hopkinton team, probably one of the best the Clockers are going to face all year.
Yeah, if not the best. Just lands in play for the Hillers. Seems like everything going their way right now. So Sarah Furlong, yep, it is for the Hillers, serving again.
Tip the net.
Calling a double hit on, I believe that was
Gonzalez.
CC. Okay, it was Sophia Gonzalez.
Yeah, Clockers better hurry up and figure this one out. They're in danger of falling too far behind. They're down by 5 right now. Simpson to LeBay, to Gonzalez. Little too far.
Just out of bounds for Sophia Gonzalez.
Very unusual to see Gonzalez up on the front line there.
Yeah.
Gonzalez couldn't play it. It's out of bounds off of her. 14-7 now.
Sarah Furlong going on a pretty good run here for Hopkinton.
Simpson digs it out. Set at the net. I think it was Alvis. Hopkins with a rare free ball over the net. LeBay setting. Over to Bashina, I believe. Hopkins keeps it alive off the net and out of position.
That's
Tough
unlucky.
break for Bashina.
It's just a tough play to make. That ball just got over the net. Nothing Bashina could do about it.
Remember, you got to be good to be lucky, lucky to be good. Hopkins firing on all cylinders right now. That one is too deep. So serve gets turned over to the Clockers. Want to again thank tonight's sponsor, Marathon Deli, for taking care of us. And
Oh, yeah.
again, one of my favorite places to go in Ashland for
We
wraps,
love them here
paninis.
at WACA.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, check them out at marathondeli.com.
Morello's serve.
And into the net. They're not doing themselves any favors right now, Chase. It's 16-8. Hopkinton regains the serve.
Let's go up front.
Alvis and Morella sit down.
Get some, Kate.
Backspin just dropped that ball right into the
I thought almost that
net.
she had thrown it too high up in the air.
Yeah. It's
Powers
a lot of
immediately
spin on
sits
that
down.
serve.
Sure.
It is tough to return. Ashton got a little lucky there that went right into the net.
Okay, Politica serving now for the Clockers. She's just having all kinds of problems from behind the line tonight. Again, I think she's looking down at her feet when she's serving.
I think this entire team is really struggling with serving. Really this season overall, but tonight especially. Simpson with a deep return.
Got a net violation? Yep, that one's on Politica. Again, she was led a little too far to the net and did the best that she could with it. 18-9 now, Hillers. Simpson to Yadav, up top to LeBay, tipped on an attempted block, but it falls in for the Clockers and make it 18-10. Gonzalez back to serve now. You know, we had talked early in that first set, the Clockers did not seem intimidated by this powerhouse Hopkinton team. But here in the third set, it's looking like the tables have turned.
Yeah, I mean, they hung in there for the first 2 sets, and now it just seems like Hopkinton is closing the door as another point goes their way. Yadav not able to get to that one in time.
Okay, Gonzalez sits down or heads to the bench.
Come on, Choach. Get some.
Cardosa in for the Clockers, along with Singer, LeBay, Politica, Yadav, and Simpson. That's Simpson with it to Politica, setting for LeBay, blocked at the net but kept alive by the Clockers. Politica to Simpson on that running one-hander and gets it past Berenson for the point.
First time we've seen her use that move tonight. It works pretty often, so.
And Cardosa immediately back to the bench. Alvis back in here for the Clockers. Yadav serving. 19-11 Hillers. Late in the third set. Right into the net. So Berenson and Hebert have a chat about that. Yadav continuing to serve here for the Clockers. Wisely let that one sail. Again, Yadav serve abandoning her at all the wrong times. Make it 20-12 Hillers. Berenson back to serve. She's capable of a run here, Chase. Let's keep an eye on her. Yadav digs. Politica at the net. Alvis stuffed, but played still. And well played there, I believe, by Simpson.
I think so too. I didn't have the angle. The ref was blocking it, but I think Simpson made that play.
Just a little bit of a touch, and off the outstretched fingertips of who I believe was Margaret Fallon on the Hillers. LeBay back to serve now for the Clockers. Right into the net. Emily Graber spikes that one right into the net. Oh, and we
they're going
have
to say it's a net
violation. Incredible, incredible.
Another unforced error by the Clockers there.
Going to call that one on Bashina, the freshman. Tough break.
21-13 now. The Hillers with the advantage.
Caitlin Cooper.
Haven't seen her so far this game.
One of the few juniors on this team. LeBay up to Simpson. She had to reach back for that one. This one's heading right for the net, but played by Hopkinton. And that's Powers with an overwhelming right-hander.
Yeah, we've called her name a lot tonight for good reason.
Seem to remember her from last year. Just a very, very strong player, like all Tri-Valley.
I think I remember that too.
Wisely lets that one sail long. Clockers will get it back, but they're down 8 late here in the third set. Hillers up 2-0. Clockers need to win here or we go home. Simpson to serve.
Simpson digs the set. Alvis.
Wisely played that one back as the back line had been cheating up. Yadav.
The set for Bachina.
LeBay with the set over to Bashina, who can't get it over the net. So Clockers down 23-14 now.
Some late Hiller substitutions now.
Hebert steps out. Furlong coming back in.
I think that they're going to try to look for Furlong to close this one out. Yep, as she goes back behind the line. It does. She's had some strong serves so far this game.
So many of these Hopkinton servers take that long running start.
I mean, it's textbook.
Yep. Gonzalez up to LeBay. Blocked at the net. Yadav to LeBay. Gonzalez trying to go long. Here's Powers. LeBay got a hand on it, but couldn't make the play. We're back to set point, 24-14.
Is this match point?
Set point, match point.
Yep.
Furlong to serve. Yadav to Gonzalez. Alvis makes a late play on it, over the net. And there's the ace to finish it off, Melanie Gildea. So the final for the third set, 25-14, as Hopkinton sweeps another opponent.
They advanced to 18-0 and have still only lost 3 sets this entire year. Ashland hung in there for the start of those first 2 sets, and then in that third set, the Hillers just shut the door. They're winning 25-14 in the final set.
Okay, so the Clockers now drop to 9-9. Their next game is Monday against Framingham, and then they finish the season Wednesday against Medfield. You know, they're kind of on the cusp here, trying to make the playoffs. They're actually not so much on the cusp. They're at they're ranked number 11 Division III, top 32 teams go. And looks like we're having a special presentation here as head coach Margie Grabmeyer, I believe, just notched her 300th career victory. So
that's
congratulations
really cool.
to Coach Grabmeyer on that. So that'll do it for us here in Ashland. Final score, Hopkinton wins 3-0 over the Clockers. For Chase Abrams, I'm Josh Abrams saying thanks for watching here on WACA-TV.